Any mention?
Please, Your Lordship.
Yes.
Back to mention item number 12.
Item number
12.
12. Yes.
Let it come after 2 weeks.
This is you are for the respondent.
I'm for the respondent.
This is between private party. State is not a party.
No.
What is this criminal petition? For quashing?
It's for quashing or for complaint, Your Honor.
Of a CR case.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Any objection?
No objection.
Okay. Item number 12. Mr. A. Moment, Learned Counsel applying for the respondent. Prays for adjournment of the matter by 2 weeks. Miss
Al-Hashim.
Applying for the petitioner has no objection. This is matter after 2 weeks. Okay. Yes.
Witness, item number 1.
May I please, Your Lordship?
Yes.
Here we have already, with a consensus, entered into an agreement, and today probably the agreement will be executed here in Shillong. The party, my party, he is residing in Guwahati, so we have made an arrangement that first let it be signed by the respondent. She is the aggrieved person, and tomorrow my client will sign it. And he has also intimated me that tomorrow he is going to make the first installment, Lordship. So let the matter.
After a week.
After a week, my lord.
After a week,
we have already entered into a
Let it be
consensus.
after 2 weeks, if your Lordship kindly permits me.
No, there is no problem. You see, like giving time is not a problem, but then should be for some purposes. Should
Yes,
not be.
yes, Lordship, yes.
Yes. The Learned Counsel for the parties submits that the settlement in this matter has reached its final stage, and the parties have decided to execute an agreement which should be done within few days.
My lord, 2 weeks.
I shall be highly obliged if your Lordship fix a date, Lordship, because we will be.
Okay. Give it stop. Prayer has been made to adjourn the matter and adjourn the matter, granting 2 weeks time to the parties. Go. Prayer allowed. List this matter on when you want it, but then make sure they say you come to a settlement.
Yes,
Shouldn't be
yes.
until-
Tomorrow itself it will be done, Lordship.
Yes.
My lord, if since they agree, I have no
Any
problem.
date? Just if you
Date,
can.
my learned friend, because he's from Guwahati.
Can it be on 23rd, Lordship, if it is not inconvenient for this court? 23rd of September. Oh,
Sir.
answer. Huh? 22nd? No. 25th, Lordship. 25th. 25th.
My lord, I have no objection, since they have already come to a
Diplomat.
consensus. Much obliged.
Item number 4.
May I please, Your Lordship?
Yes, Mr. Paske.
Your Lordship, I appear for respondent number 2. I enter my appearance today in this matter.
Okay.
In both item number 2 and 3 as well.
Okay.
They're connected. Yes.
You want this matter should go for hearing?
Yeah, Lordship, I'll
all
be
for
filing
the
my
CD.
reply as well.
Your Lordship,
My
I call
only
for the
re-
CD in these two matters, and Madam Yangi is leading me in this matter because in item number 3.
In item number 3,
Yes.
on the last occasion, Your
Case
Lordship,
diary will be required in this case.
this case diary is already with us, Your Lordship.
Well, then quashing by person, what case diary has to do? And what for
Madam,
what purpose?
actually, in the petition, the FIR pertaining to which they are praying for quashing has not been annexed. The FIR itself has not been annexed, and the seizure list and everything is there in the case diary only.
So you annex it, you produce it.
May I please, Lordship? My senior is in another court.
No, it's talking about the FIR. You see, if you have not annexed the copy of the FIR, that has to be annexed.
The second FIR, there were 2 FIRs and 2 cases were registered, 2 PS cases were registered,
Both
Your
the-
Lordship.
both the
One
cases-
FIR is there, but the second FIR under the special
Now these cases are
interconnected.
Both the matters.
Both the matters, and
They
there
have been connected
and there are
as well.
multiple FIRs filed by these parties against each other, and now they have filed FIRs against the officials of the district council, stating that there is a conspiracy. But the second
Actually,
FIR, Your Lordship, is versus suo motu.
One second, Mr. Pasca. Yeah.
The second FIR, Your Lordship, which I was talking about, Your Lordship, was suo motu filed by the police officers on searching the premises of the writ petitioner of number 3.
Whether those FIR would be relevant in both the cases. Here, in both the cases.
It would be better, Your
My lord,
Lordship, for proper adjudication of the
Same
matter.
FIR in both the cases.
And they have made a prayer for quashing that FIR also.
Yes, my lord.
So
Washing
you produce it in both the cases.
Because
No
for proper
instruction, Your
education, Your
Lordship.
Lordship.
Any case has been registered on basis of that
Yes,
FIR.
my lord,
Yes.
it has been registered, and in the second case, in fact, it has been registered under the Official Secrets Act also, because a huge bulk of documents were retrieved and seized from the residence of the Lot Mandal. A huge number of documents, my lord, pertaining to various lands.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Pasque.
Your Lordship, my humble request would be like, may the petitioner serve me the copy in item number 3, which has been listed as criminal petition 89 of 2023. I have not received, nor has my client.
Notice was directed to be issued to the private respondent on
Yes,
the
there
last
also
date.
notice has been, yes.
Within 2 days. We are not aware whether steps have been taken.
Anyway, once Mr. Pasque appears, that purpose
Then the matter can be fixed for.
has been filed. This says Vakalatnama has been filed, isn't it? Office note says.
Yes, my lord, in both the cases, Vakalatnama has been filed because in
Mr.
Your Lordship, in both the cases, I have filed my wakalatnama.
But without receiving the petition.
In the second
receiving
case.
Okay. You supply them
second
with a
case.
copy. But then how they will supply you? You are not here. To whom?
I'll go. I'll
Mr.
get
Nobly.
you
Oh,
selected.
Acha, here, a local
Please,
council
then
is here.
They will supply. You will have to supply them a copy of this next item. Criminal petition number 89.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So we'll list it for hearing.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Oblige, Your Lordship.
Sir, Your Lordship.
Deeply obliged, Your Lordship.
Mr.
Wait.
Fahimi.
We'll let us pass this order.
This is my case. Huh?
Mr. Pasque. Mr. What do you say, Mr. What Pasque?
PR Pasque.
P.R. Pasque.
Yes, Mr. P.R. Pasque entered appearance on behalf of respondent number 2. Come on, it has been submitted. By the state that the copy of the FIR in a
In Thura PS case number
give the case number
44 bracket 4 2023.
has not been appended with the copy of the criminal petition, though a challenge has been made to the said FIR. The learned counsel or the petitioner is directed to furnish a copy of the FIR of that.
They can file it by way of an additional.
Okay. The learned counsel for the petitioners will be at liberty to file a petition bringing into the records the copy of the
In
said
both the
FIR.
cases, my lord.
Done.
Fix
We
it
can
for
go for
hearing,
hearing.
Your Lordship.
List this matter for
The
hearing.
copy of the petition has to be furnished to the
This will be in the second case.
second case, Your Lordship.
No, this is we are passing order in the
Oh,
past
sorry,
case
Your
now.
Lordship.
Okay. List this matter for hearing after 2 weeks. Now come to the second case. You pass the same order, and then you say, in addition to that, the learned counsel for the petitioner shall also supply a copy of the revision petition to the counsel
Criminal
appearing for the
petition.
respondent number 2. Okay. List along. Oh, this will come along with this. This is already
Yes,
done.
it will be tagged together, Your
Yes,
Lordship.
list after 2 weeks. Yes.
Yes, oblige, Your Lordship.
Sir, Your Lordship.
Deeply obliged, Your Lordship.
My lord, if clarification, CD, my lord, will it be required or can
We'll
return?
We'll see during the course of thing. If it is needed, then we'll call for it. Otherwise, why should we call
For
for
the
it?
time being, we can return it, my lord. Because the investigation is going on.
Keep a photocopy.
You can, yes, that you can do it. Make a copy of that and then.
Copy of the CD.
God bless you.
Hearing item number 4.
Yes.
For the state, my lord, Mr. K. Paul was for the writ petitioner, and I've been led. Yeah, I know.
None appears for the petitioner. Mr. S. Sankipta, known as Additional Senior J, appears for the respondent. List is made after 2 weeks.
Item number 5.
The next day, if then nobody appears, we'll dismiss the matter. See, like these are old matters, should not be something like this. Yes.
Here also, my lord, from Mr. K. Paul's chamber only. He has
Somebody was making a mention,
mentioned.
I think.
So they wanted to determine the status whether they are still in service or not. They have been the Home Guard official. The Home Guard, they were from Home Guards and they were terminated.
How
from
many
the-
petitioners are there?
3, my lord.
They are all terminated.
All terminated.
They were regular employees.
Not regular employees. They were taken on hire by the AG office, and thereafter they were terminated. And being aggrieved by that action, they came here in this court seeking redressal of the grievances. So during the pendency of this case, several of them has already retired, and that is what they wanted to clarify, who are still in service.
Yes.
Or whose case is.
For the petitioner, my lord.
Yes.
My lord, we are supposed to file an affidavit, bring on record, my lord. But instruction is still waiting, my lord.
The last order says you needed some fresh set of instruction. Doesn't say that you will be filing an affidavit. Now,
Yes,
first you obtain your instruction. If you have a new set of instruction, then only you will. Are you sure that you have a new instruction? You will have new set of instructions. How many petitioners are there in your case?
3, your lordship, separate.
3.
Your lordship.
So, what instruction? Instruction in respect of what?
Because here there's 2 of the petitioner has reached superannuation, but regarding with pensionary benefit and all, your lordship.
So 2 of the petitioners have already superannuated. They have already. No, but then there are 3 different petitions.
Yes, your lordship, but one is still in service, your lordship.
Yes, because there is one petitioner in one.
Petitioner in WPC number 261 is still in service, your lordship.
We are having 259.
259 and 260 is retired, your lordship.
Two 260, 261. These are all tagged along. This
Yes,
all,
your lordship, but petitioner in 261 is still in service, your lordship.
and others are not in service.
Yes, your lordship.
But then on the last occasion, common order has been passed in all cases.
Yes, sir.
So you have not obtained instruction till now.
No, your lordship.
How long will you keep it pending? See, this is a 2016 case.
And the main contesting party is the council, Mr. Rakhal Devnath for AG office. my
He is
lord.
also not here.
And I am only a formal party, the state, my lord. Of course, I know the facts of the case, but then the main contest will be with the
State has filed an affidavit in this matter.
no one.
The
We
maybe
don't-
the other.
not
So
required.
TC is not a contesting respondent.
No one.
So, Mr. Karim, what is to be done?
Lordship, grant
How long will it take to complete your instruction?
1 more week, your lordship. Lordship, difficulty is that petitioner
See, you will
from
be
Assam-
taking 1 more week, then next week you will come again, you will say 1 more week, and that
Well,
way. You see, It becomes an unending kind of things.
My lord, I'll make sure it is filed within period of 1 week, my lord.
Anyway, Mr. S. Kiring, Learning Council, appearing for the petitioner, submits that due to certain difficulty, the fresh instruction could not be obtained in this matter, and prays for grant of further time. Mr. S. Sangupta, Learned Additional AG, Learned Additional Senior AG, Senior GA, appearing for the state, the state respondent number 1 to 5 has no objection. Prayer allowed. The petition is granted further 2 weeks time. You just complete it. To in fresh instructions and place it before the court. List after 2 weeks.
My lord, here my fellow colleague Mr. H. Kharmi is the counsel having the brief of this case, my lord. Perhaps
this is a case, Lordship will remember. I had closed my submission.
What was the thing, Mr. Gurung? Just if you can.
My lord, I was being charged under section 469/71, read with section 14 of the Foreigners Act. Now the trial court has acquitted me from 469 and 471. And at that point of time when the FIR was lodged, my visa was up to date. It had not expired. So after having acquitted me from these 2 sections, how can I be convicted under section 14? It has got no legs to stand on its own. So that was my submission also.
Now if that forgery part goes,
yes,
that means your visa remains valid, isn't it?
Valid.
So you cannot be said that you have overstayed the visa.
Exactly, yeah, absolutely.
That is the case.
That is the case.
And what for then we adjourned this matter on the last occasion?
I had closed my submissions.
Look, in this matter, Lordship, the petitioner, he has been acquitted from the offence under section 47 under IPC, Lordship, and there is no appeal by the state.
Yes.
There is no appeal, and convicted under section 14 of the Foreigners Act. And Lordship, at the time of filing the FIR, the visa had expired because the second extension, Lordship, it was never obtained. It was never obtained. It was how the petitioner managed to obtain that extension.
No, but then he has been exonerated from that charge.
Yes.
And state has not appealed. So
There
I
is
don't
no
think it remains open for you to argue
Yes,
anything
yes.
more on that.
Yes, but
Now without minus all those things,
yes.
how do you basically support this conviction under section 14 of the Foreigners Act? That is what is to be decided.
That's what I have submitted, Your Lordship, that he has been acquitted. So, and there is no
You are
appeal
conceding.
also.
What he's saying is conceding.
No, I'm not conceding, Lordship, because
Then substantiate. Then you.
Because Lordship, at the time of filing FIR, it has expired. If I have to produce the material exhibits, Lordship. If Your Lordship look at the material exhibits, Lordship, the second extension is different. The seal is different. There is no extension number.
No, but then the trial court has exonerated him from
Yes,
the
yes. Yes.
And you have not appealed.
Yes, Lordship.
You have not challenged it.
Yes.
So that part, so far as that issue is concerned, you cannot raise it anymore.
Yes.
That finding will be binding on you. The finding by the trial court will be binding on you.
Yes.
You just cannot make an argument on the presumption that this finding is wrong. You have decided not to challenge it. Now, only thing is now that section 14 of the Foreigners Act. How it would stand. That is the main thing. You have to address the court on that issue. Or if you concede, then we will say you have conceded and we'll.
No, let it come next week, Lordship, then for the final.
Issue is very small. Please apply your mind. You are a prosecutor. You are not supposed to go by the wrong things. You see, if you find something is unfair, you will not.
Let it come at the bottom of the list, Lordship. I just came up from court number 2. Just bring the file also.
I didn't take a week time. It's okay. Prepare properly.
At the bottom of the board also it's okay because I didn't bring the file right now. I just came out from court number 2. One matter I have there, item 11.
Please think over and just see. Well, as prayed for by the learned counsel, Mr. H. Karmi, learned counsel for the respondent. List this matter after a week.
Obliged.
Deploy.
Item number 9.
You'll have to give me the facts again, Mr. Gurung. I have
Lordship,
forgotten.
Lordship.
I'll just.
Lordship.
That will help me in passing.
Lordship,
you.
yes. Yes, absolutely. My lord, here as per the last order, the respondents were directed to produce the salary slip of the petitioner.
Next matter.
Lordship. May I please, Lordship.
1 second, Mr. Sangma.
This one. Come here. You have already got it.
Yes. Where is the salary statement?
My lord, we managed to get it through the DSA, my lord, but it is quite voluminous.
Yes. Now, what does it say? Have you gone through it? Does it say that she was receiving salary as an approved teacher?
No,
aided teacher.
My lord, it does not say like that.
Lordship.
It merely says for the month of. My lord, this is because here nothing is mentioned, my lord. It only mentions salary. This much salary is drawn, and it is signed.
No, what about the past?
Now, my lord, this is acquittance roll of staff from the school, my lord. This from 97 onwards.
What rate the petitioner was paid? We want to
my
determine
lord,
that.
Initially in the month of July 97, my lord, it says rate of pay is 1200, DA, all that, my lord. DA is there, 1656.
So it was a conferment of regular scale on her.
My lord, she was getting the usual scale, my lord, 3751.
So she was getting the usual course in the capacity of what? Is it
substitute teacher, my lord?
No, it means.
But this is, my lord, this is the acquittance roll of not of the government, but this is from the school, my lord. This is the acquittance roll of staff of the said school, my lord.
School is represented by Mr. P.T. Sangma.
Yes, my lord.
Now this matter, the confusing part was that the continuation of the petitioner,
my lord,
in the school for a long period of time was on what basis?
My lord.
Whether she was functioning on a leave vacancy?
My lord, she entered as a.
She entered, but then how long it continued?
My lord, if I correctly remember, she entered as a purely managing committee post, my lord, appointed by the managing committee. Now, my lord, then what happened subsequently, my lord, one of the teachers had gone on, my lord, a long leave. Then, my lord, her service was adjusted with the in absence.
She was there as a stopgate arrangement.
Yes,
just to
vice so and so.
Fill up that vacancy.
My lord.
Set leave period.
Yes, my lord.
Okay. Now she worked there, and it seemed like the main incumbent there, she did not come back to join.
My lord.
Though there are
there was a moment, my lord, when the letter says that she joined, and subsequently there is an order saying that the petitioner is reverted back. Well, that order is also there in the.
But then there remains confusion again. There.
Same day I was again reinstated.
That is what.
But nevertheless, my lord, fact.
Go to those parts to refresh ourselves.
Fact remains, my lord, she is a substitute teacher.
No, but then if it's a substitute teacher also, and if she continues as such, she will get her salary, isn't it?
Salary, yes, my lord. Salary for the time she has worked, if I'm not mistaken.
I was getting full scale also, but I was not getting the increments. That was the only thing.
Now, if the salary statement doesn't help us, can you pass it to the court?
My lord, this is from 97 onwards, my lord, and the end is March, April, May 2019.
And that is the same. The right from the beginning till last, she received the salary on the same pay scale.
The
No, my lord.
senior
It-
changes.
It varied from time to time, my lord. It did vary from time to time. Last, my lord, there are some changes. It's not this.
It is an admitted fact, Lordship. I was getting full scale of a sanctioned teacher.
Here drawn by Sangeeta Pun.
What is your prayer in the petition, Mr. Gurum?
My lord, there was a, Lordship, 2018, there was a letter since 1997, Lordship, if I may, before I come to the query of this Honorable Court. Since 1997, the managing committee had been communicating with the government for regularizing my case, but they remained adamantly silent. Subsequently, after passage of 2 decades in 2018, the government authorities came up with a notification saying that I should be removed and interviews should be held as per law. So my prayer is, Lordship, to regularize the service of the petitioner with effect from 01/06/1997, to disburse the arrears of increments with effect from 01/06/1997, pending disposal of the instant writ petition, to release the salary of the petitioner with effect from 01/06/2019 till date, Lordship. That is my, those are my prayers.
And what is the order dated 15/3/2018?
It's
My lord, this is at annexure
additional
annexure
affidavit.
10, my lord. Sorry, annexure 2, my lord, page 10 of our additional affidavit. Affidavit in opposition. Lord, here the managing committee had written to the department to regularize the service of the petitioner, my lord. So this is the letter stating that my lord, that her service cannot be regularized.
After 2 decades, Lordship. They were slipping over it. Now I'm in the verge of retirement, Lordship. I spent my entire life they took my service. Now at the fag end, they want to throw me out.
Well, the government has not taken the service. The service was taken by the
Authority is
school.
the
my lord.
MC.
Yes, that teacher was terminated, Bashanti Joshi. She was terminated in 2002 with effect from 18/5/2002.
Again, she was allowed to join also, my lord.
She never joined also.
This is terminated by the managing committee.
Managing committee.
And the termination was never approved by the state.
Never approved.
So what do you say? She is not terminated. It is your affidavit which says that she is terminated.
My lord will.
Now you see, you have to take a definite stand. Either you say that she was continuing service, the writ petitioner and that view of the matter has no right to be appointed there. Or you can, if you say that she has been terminated from 2002, how writ petitioner continued in live vacancy for such a long time?
My lord, in para 10 we have stated, my lord. My lord, here the post fell vacant only after the death of the substitute of Basanti Joshi, my lord.
No, that she was terminated.
My lord, in para 10 we have stated.
See para 9. In C and para 9 in the middle you have said.
My lord, if I am allowed to read.
See, furthermore, it is stated as a sanction.
This is their letter says, my lord. It is.
But then this is an averment made in your affidavit. So you are not in disagreement with
my lord, on the basis of that, of course, it was.
Now you have taken a stand that
here
the post was occupied by Bashanti Joshi
until she was terminated.
Yes.
My lord, this is the letter of the school managing committee terminating.
That I understand, but then what is your stand? What do you say? What is your stand then?
Our stand is that, my lord, the petitioner is not a sanctioned teacher. This is what we have stated in
but
this
then
paragraph.
how she has continued there, and how she got salary for those period?
Not
if you yourself you say that the Bashanti Joshi was terminated with effect from 18/5/2002, did you do anything to inquire about the disbursement of salary? What happened thereafter? Which you kept sanctioning in the name of Bashanti Joshi.
My lord, problem here is, my lord, of course, but then there is no government approval also, my lord, to this termination.
You see, if you go on disbursing salary, how do you give salary to unapproved teacher? Or what message it will convey? You please show us the salary sheet. We'll just see how you have disbursed this salary from 18/5/2002. I do not know how a government functioner is functioning. Please, can they do like this thing?
What normally happens?
See, is it public money? You go on disbursing. Who is receiving? Who is not receiving? You are not at all bothered.
If I may submit, my lord, what normally happens, my lord, in a sanctioned deficit school, my lord, a sanctioned amount is given to the school as per the sanction, my lord, from time to time.
Without determining how many teachers are there in the sanction post.
My lord,
do you have a system of inspecting or doing anything, or you just go by what the managing committee blindly tell you? See, the managing committee informs that there are 3 teachers, and in fact, if there is no teacher at all, you will go on disbursing this salary for 3 teachers just because they say it. You do not have. Then why do you have your department?
My lord,
why do you have your inspectors, your supervisors? Why do you have?
That is there, my lord.
That is there means you are answerable for that.
Give me that additional.
Now, if you say prayer, don't buy this chart, from where you got it?
My lord, there is a chart just.
As received from the Secretary Managing Committee. Now, see, from 2002, 2007, this entire payment has been made to her. Now, if you say that a person continued in a post till 2002, till her termination, and it seems that you do not have any objection, any You see, you do not have rather any view with regard to all those things happening. You see, you are silent man. You do not know what you do. The managing committee is doing. You are going dispersing money. They give you a salary statement showing that release of salary. You accept it. At the same time, you accept by their thing also that why they said the earlier teacher was terminated in 2002. Now, what correct stand you are taking? What is your correct stand?
For that, I'll have to take my lord to the.
No, this is, I do not know what instruction. What will you do by taking instruction? Just tell me.
No, not instruction, my lord. I'll have to take my lord to the communications from the department. Sorry, from the school managing committee.
Who keeps this acquaintance roll? By the managing committee.
Managing committee, my lord.
So this entire document is by the managing committee.
Yes, my lord.
The what document you have in your hand? When you disperse money to the managing committee, what document you keep with you? With the department, what do you say? This is a disbursement by the managing committee.
My lord.
When you disperse money to the managing committee, you do it by which way?
My lord, there will be sanction order, my lord. As per sanction order, money will be.
Whether sanction goes in the name of the teacher or it is
no,
by
it goes to the school.
Whether that shows the name of the teachers or only the number of posts.
My lord, the number of posts, if I am not mistaken, my lord. That instruction I'll have to get.
There's something is wrong, you see. Something is drastically wrong in those kinds.
So that is exactly why, my lord, I have to.
How do government goes on irresponsibly releasing money to a school without knowing in which way the school is functioning, without knowing which teacher is actually functioning there? How can you do that to?
Well, that is exactly why, my lord, the managing committee was asked to file a certain additional affidavit, my lord.
Well,
However,
after how many years?
My lord, in the course of the hearing,
you are disbursing salary for a person or to a post where a person remains on leave for more than 2 decades, and you go on disbursing salary without even verifying who is working in the leave vacancy. Your action give rise to this kind of situation. And your affidavit, what you say, you also do not know, you do not have definite stand.
My lord, in our affidavit we have, my lord, we have stated, of course we have that averment is there, my lord, but as far as the my lord, as far as our annexure is concerned, we have enclosed this letter dated 15 March 2018.
What do you mean by our annexure is concerned? You wash off your hand from all the happenings which has taken place.
That is exactly why, my lord, I want to take my lord to the additional.
When you are releasing money to a school, you are giving him aid. When are you not to see whether it has been implemented or not?
My lord, that is exactly why I want to take my lord to the additional.
You have a system of doing audit and all. Nothing is there.
System must be
there. No. There is something drastically wrong in this kind of the school functionaries and the education department. Something.
So if my lord kindly allows me to take my lord to the additional affidavit.
These are additional affidavit filed by?
Initially, my lord, filed by the managing committee. However, since the annexures are not in order, my lord, so the court had directed the respondent to file by arranging from date wise, my lord. So, however, my lord, since respondent could not do it, the petitioner.
Yes, on the other day, Mr. Gurung.
Yes, my lord. He
made his submission relying on those documents.
My lord. So if I take my lord, it will be a little clear from here, my lord.
No. What you try to make clear? Just tell us what you try to point out.
My lord, here as per their letter, on the other hand, it states that letter dated 2010, my lord, states that Basanti Joshi is still in service.
Then?
One letter saying.
No, what is your stand then? What you have determined from there? They may have said it. What is your finding? They say that this Vasanti Joshi has been terminated from service from 2002. You go by that. Now they say that she was in service till 2010. You also go by that. Then what have you done? That is the question the court is asking you. You reply as what? How
My lord,
you
of
allow
course,
this kind of things?
That is a difficult position, my lord. So this is exactly why all this confusion has happened.
The problem is that you see, you have your department, you have your officers there. There are certain person who are responsible for this kind of things. They become answerable. Now, how to make them answerable?
My lord, this
You allow certain situation to continue without any disruption. Now, when they ask for regularization of that lady, then why do you refuse them?
My lord,
A person has worked there for more than probably for 2 decades. 2 decades. You had no objection. You had no objection to her receiving salary.
But my lord,
now when comes to legalize that continuation, you have objection. Now you say no, that person cannot be.
My lord, throughout she has been a substitute teacher.
How do you know she is a substitute teacher? You do not know when this earlier teacher is retired. How long she has continued. You do not have a clear cut stand.
She expired, my lord, ultimately because she was undergoing treatment.
When she expired and from when she is absent. See, you are making some submission that will land you yourself in trouble.
My lord, if I may take my lord to the later
date. Make a definite kind of submission. What you want to say? Say yes. Say when she passed away. Just say. Now, when you disburse money to a managing committee, in which manner managing committee utilizes it, is it not your duty to see it? Do you have a mechanism to see it?
Yes, my lord. The managing committee from time to, if I remember correctly from other matters, my lord, from time to time the managing committee will have to submit the utilization certificate.
Where is that utilization certificate? Has it been submitted to you?
My lord, because since all these things are not included in this affidavit, my lord.
No, now it is coming up. We'll be digging up the issue.
Because here, my lord, the question was whether the petitioner's service could be regularized or not. Our stand is
on what basis?
Service cannot
be regularized. The question is not that simple that these things. Regularization comes on what basis? On what basis petitioner is making the claim of regularization?
Because she was serving in the post of
assistant teacher. How she is serving in that post for such a long time?
But our stand is that
do not try to sidetrack these issues.
So our stand
is you are saying as if something. See, like your thing is so simple that nothing has happened. These are not at all an issue. If the issue is regularization, why should we go to that?
Well,
we have to decide on the legality of the claim made by the petitioner.
Any sanctioned post, there has to be, to fill up the post, there has to be proper advertisement.
Yes.
Proper selection process.
Yes, we understand.
Only then.
There is process of recruitment.
Yes, my lord.
Then say
here the petitioner
any disbursement of money, sanction amount to the managing committee, and which way that has been utilized, that is also becomes your duty to see it. Which way you have seen it? Now tell us, you have been, if we am not mistaken, right from early part of 90s. The original holder of the post, she was on leave. And for almost 2 decades, you went on releasing salary. Now these 2 decades, who received the salary? Do you have a report of your own? Do not go by what the managing committee says. What you have done? What is the utilization? And have you ever verified those utilization? Where are those?
At least at this
point, you cannot just remain silent, mute spectator to the affairs of a school whom you are giving grant in it. It cannot be. This is public money.
That is there. But my lord will kindly see, from time to time managing committee is written to the government. The government has never given approval to the appointment of the petitioner.
You have silent. You have not disapproved also. You have never told that you discontinued that teacher. Instead, you went on releasing money. You have not objected, it means. Had there been any objection on your part, you would not have allowed this sanction to continue.
My lord, our objection is by letter dated 15 March 2018, my lord. Here we have clearly stated.
After how many years?
Here we have clearly
After
stated.
how many years? After how many years? And now who is functioning in that sanction post? Who is functioning in that
None of
sanction
the managing
post?
committee will be in a position to. Who is functioning in that post?
Why you will not be able to tell? Now tell us after 2018, from when you decided not to approve the appointment of the petitioner, who is continuing in that school, in that position? How many, you are releasing money for how many teachers now? From 2018 onwards, how many teachers you are releasing?
We'll need instructions. Madam. We'll need instructions.
This is not correct. Yes, Mr. Sangma, who is working now?
What I got instruction is this. She is now continuing till.
Forget about she, who is continuing in 2000 after 2018?
Now nobody is continuing in that school.
So you are getting salary for, now you are getting salary for 2%.
Yes, Lordship.
You are not getting 3%.
Not getting
Kindly, you see, take into consideration all those things. If something goes wrong, then you will be responsible.
My lord,
Now,
I'll find out.
Mr.
My lord,
Sharma
even
says-
assuming, my lord, that 3 persons grant, let's assume, my lord, a situation where there are 3 sanction posts are there. Government is accordingly, let's assume a situation where, my lord, time to time, government is dispersing that amount only. So what will happen, my lord? The amount for the 3rd sanction post will remain undisbursed, my lord.
Now that is what the managing committee will do, isn't it?
Yes.
And if it is remain undisbursed, do you have a system of procuring utilization certificate? And if it is, after how many, what is the gap? Is it on yearly basis?
To my understanding, it's yearly basis.
Do not say understanding basis. This is a matter of
Then
system.
I'll have to take instructions.
Your understanding has nothing to do with this thing. My understanding also has nothing to do with these things.
I'll have to take instructions, specific instructions. Because earlier, remember, I've done a
Probably
case.
now we are getting diverted to the thing because of the situation. The court has difficulty in determining what is the status which the petitioner is holding, so long she continued there.
Even if she
undeniable
continues,
fact,
my lord,
it is
even-
undeniable fact that she has received the salary.
The managing committee has definitely helped the case of the petitioner, my lord. But the question remains, my lord, can a backdoor entry be allowed, my lord?
Where? The question of
This
backdoor
is a
entry is
clear
not
backdoor
coming
entry,
here.
my lord.
The court's query, we have not gone to that thing.
My lord.
What is the backdoor entry?
Without any proper selection. my lord.
Then if it is not allowed, then why did you disburse salary for all these years? Why you have made sanction then? You cannot take, you see, the stand which suits you for a particular, to tackle a particular situation. You just go on changing.
But this is a, in fact, this is part of record, my lord. The record reveals
See,
that
whatever, this is very unfortunate. Now the thing is that when there is a prescribed norms, how this situation goes this way, see how it runs this way. And that projects the apathy of the department, you see, how indifferent they are to certain situation. If you were silent all along, then you should have kept silent now also. Should have allowed the petitioner's regularization. Why you are now raising objections saying that backdoor entry will not be allowed after you pay salary for the same post for 20 years?
But my lord, salary.
And that too also to the person who is now seeking regularization.
My lord, salary, in my respectful submission was that, my lord, salary was being sanctioned in the name of Basanti Joshi, my lord.
Is it?
It's a different fact that she is a substitute
Then if
teacher.
that be the thing, then what step you have taken?
Malab, the stand of the state, man, already
Let me get some satisfactory answer from him.
That's it.
Let him see how he sums up his submission. He is saying here, there. See, every now and all he is changing his stand. He thinks that just by raising an objection in 2018, that will have the effect of correcting the situation which continued for last 2 decades. Cannot be.
Taken a definite stand at
Now
place
he
level.
is gone to the extent saying that salary might have been released in the name of Basanti Joshi.
And they have taken a stand at page 11 saying that Basanti expired in 2002. This is the statement made.
Basanti did not expire in 2002.
Terminated.
Terminated. That is what terminated. That is that saying. Now, if they are saying that, that is, see what surprises this court is that they say it at the same time. They do not ask the managing committee. Then how you have released this salary?
If I take my lord kindly, my lord, if I take my lord to the additional affidavit, my lord,
Of?
which was subsequently arranged by Mr. R. Gurung, my lord.
Yes. Where is that? It's filed on?
This was filed very recently, my lord.
8/5/2023. Bring on record documents.
Well, this is based on the order dated 25/4/2023, directing the private respondent number 5, the managing committee, to bring on record the service. Bring on record the service records of petitioner by way of additional affidavit. So this was ultimately filed by the petitioner, my lord, dated 20th July 23, my lord. As for the verification,
Dated 20th July.
this is the last additional affidavit, my lord, which was filed on the basis of the.
Yes. What do you want to point out?
So my lord will, if I am allowed to take my lord to all the annexures, my lord.
All the annexures. Yes.
So my lord will kindly see annexure 1.
1986.
Yes, my lord.
Temporary basis for 6 months.
Managing committee is pleased to appoint you as assistant teacher in a consolidated salary of so and so per month with effect from date of your joining in a purely temporary basis for a period of 6 months.
Yes.
Your service will be extended for further period after considering your performance by the committee from time to time.
What you are trying to point out? What you are trying to point out?
My lord, I want to show that
This court has no dispute with regard to the appointment of so and so. There is nothing. There is no confusion rather.
My lord, I want to show that when she was appointed as a substitute teacher.
Yes.
That is the thing, my lord. So, my lord, page 6, annexure 3, my lord.
Yes.
Absence of Srimati so and
This
so.
is extract of resolution of the managing committee.
Managing committee. Yes. The page thereafter, my lord, which is at annexure 4, page 7.
Yes.
Appointment of substitute assistant teacher against leave vacancy of so and so, who is on leave with effect from 19/7/1996 till date. Approval regarding. So if should I read this, my lord?
No, it is until and unless you have something to point out, you do not have to read it out. That is all right. But then what you are trying to project from here, I do not know. Now all these letters,
my lord,
you are placing now is not approved by the state, or was it done with the consent of the state?
No, my lord, there is no approval, of course.
Yes. Now then, if it is not approval, how a department came to know that the petitioner is serving in the leave vacancy? And what basis you went on releasing the salary? That is the question. Normally, the understanding of the court is that if government accords sanction, then utilization certificate is a must.
Yes.
And that utilization certificate shows where the money has been utilized.
Well,
now you have released a grant to the managing committee, and if the managing committee has paid the salary, and after they file the utilization certificate, that will show the names to whom this money has been disbursed. Now what happened to the department? You are pointing out to letters in 1997.
Yes, madam.
And that situation continued till 2017. Before 2018 you disagreed to approve the thing. Now what you have done for 20 years?
Well, that is exactly why, if I take my lord to the next annexure, madam,
Yes.
which is annexure 5, page 8.
Yes.
This is addressed to Basanti Joshi, my lord. I am directed to invite reference to the school letters resting with so and so 3/33/2021 and inform you that you have been remained absent initially on leave on MC from so and so nursing home Molai since 19 to 1996 till date without any application inspired several letters and reminders from school. Therefore, as per resolution so and so managing committee dated 15/4/2002, we are hereby given the last and only opportunity to rejoin duties with necessary certificates, etc., within 30 days from the date of issue of the letter, failing which your services stands terminated without any communication.
Yes.
This should be treated as a last communication.
Yes, then.
Now, if I take my lord to the...
No, but then what for you are reading it? You are not making any submission on those. Otherwise, this court has seen all those letters. Now, if you are referring to it, there must be reason for it.
Yes, my lord.
Just say what for you are
Because
referring
subsequently there is another letter which shows that she is not terminated.
to. Exactly. Then what you were doing? You are the authority. They are not the authority. This court fails to understand what for you are referring to all those things and what submission
just to
you want
show that, my lord, at one point, and subsequently there is another letter which says that her service is not terminated. My lord.
So?
Service of Basanti Joshi.
So?
See, if that be so, my
But
lord,
then the fact remained, whether she is terminated or not, she was not serving the school. She was on leave vacancy.
she was on leave due to
So we are
ailment.
not on that issue whether she was terminated or not terminated. Because the issue here is not that from which date the petitioner should be regularized. Okay, issue is not that. The issue is that
regarding
what
salary
is
grant,
your
my lord.
stand? This court asks you that as per your record, who was the teacher continuing in the school at that point of time and whose name you have released the salary?
These two, of course, that is not there in our previous affidavit, my lord. That has not been.
It is nowhere there because you will never see. You are sleeping over all those things. You are not at all bothered by all those things. You see, you give money and whether the money has been properly utilized or not, you hardly have any botheration.
Of course, those things were.
And
I'll
the
have to admit, my
situation
lord.
goes to such an extent when this kind of, you see, the problem comes.
My lord, that I'll have to admit because those are not included in the
See,
affidavit. which
petitioner
they have filed.
doesn't have a legal claim to be appointed.
Exactly, my lord.
Okay. But then it doesn't exonerate from, you see, that doesn't exonerate you from explaining the situation. How you allow and why should you reject this regularization claim after 30 years or 25 years service? What propelled you?
My lord, of course, these things are admittedly not there in the affidavit.
No, but then this is your thing. A court is asking you a question. You have to explain that.
So, therefore, my lord, I will require instructions, specific instructions, my lord.
You have filed your affidavit. What specific instruction you will say?
Well, this affidavit, of course, it's.
Your instruction will say that we have not done anything. Sorry, we cannot say.
My lord,
we have not approved action of the managing committee. Neither we have disapproved. That is what you will say. What more you will say?
my lord, in para 10, if I am allowed to read, my lord.
Para 10 of what?
Of our affidavit, my lord.
What does it say? Read.
That with regard to the averments made at para 8 of the writ petition, the answering deponent states that after the termination of Srimati Basanti Joshi, the teacher who was holding permanent post, the leave vacancy ceased to exist, and substantive vacancy arose.
No, just pause for
Yes,
a
my
moment.
lord.
Now this is your statement.
Correct, my lord.
Now you say that with regard to the amendment in paragraph 8 of the petition, the answering deponent states that after the termination of Basanti Joshi.
My lord.
Now you were acknowledging the fact it is termination from
Of
which
that
date?
letter of termination.
Which with effect from which date? Just tell us. You say from with effect from which date?
My lord, this is 2000. This was communicated in the year 2011, my lord. In the previous para itself, my lord, in para 4.
Now
Termination letter wide so and so dated November 20, 2011, my lord.
With termination so and so, then 2011.
My lord.
Okay, and thereafter what you did? You stopped disbursing salary after 2011.
That instructions, of course. The
See,
salary.
you are neither here nor there.
That is true, my lord. So, my lord will kindly allow me some time, my lord.
See,
so
the question is not that. Say, question is not that whether your instruction will help at all or not. That also you do. Your stand in paragraph 10
My
and
lord.
your action totally different. You have not asked the managing committee how you communicate to us in 2011 about termination which has been made with effect from 2002. You have not made them answerable for disbursement of salary for that period. Have you done it? No. Read your paragraph 10. Read. Let us see.
My lord.
That helps you, or rather it creates more trouble for you. Let us just go ahead.
So if I may continue, my lord. It is pertinent to mention herein that the petitioner has no right or entitlement to claim that her appointment on temporary basis against leave vacancy, here we have admitted again, my lord,
So
should be
against leave
converted
vacancy.
into substantive.
Now if you say leave vacancy, from which date to which date? Tell us. It is not that you are ignorant of all those facts. You have stated in your affidavit. You cannot say that we are ignorant of all those things. It is only the managing committee will reply.
Furthermore, the petitioner's appointment to the substantive post was without the approval of the concerned authorities, as the proposal for the approval was rejected on the ground that the petitioner is overage. In such instance, the procedure as required by law in making appointment to the substantive post should have been followed. In pursuance of this, White letter so and so, my lord, dated 15th March 2018, therefore said school managing committee was instructed to abide as per the NCT norms.
What is NCT norms?
My lord, normally in B.Ed degree will be required, my lord.
And this it became effective from which date? NCT norms.
NCT norms, if I remember, my lord, 2007.
So you wanted it to be implemented only recently, or maybe only in your affidavit from 2018, when just sought for regularization. If the managing committee had not sought for regularization, you would have kept mum. Of course, this would have been better for the petitioner. The petitioner would have reached the age of superannuation. You got the benefit of all those. You are a beneficiary of all those situation here.
My lord.
The managing committee went ahead with whatever way they thought proper, and the government is indifferent. They have nothing to do. True. And by making this managing committee answerable, you will not get your relief.
True.
Your relief has to come from the state.
Absolutely.
So that is what the problem is there.
Absolutely.
But again, my lord, for the from the record, my lord, for the period she has worked, she has already received her salaries, my lord.
Yes.
It's
And now
clear
what
from
she
the
will
salary
do?
slip.
And now what she will do? She will remain unemployed for remaining years till she attains the age of superannuation.
So, my lord,
What surprises this court is that from 1993 till 2011, the day on which managing committee communicated about the termination of a person, how you allowed somebody to remain in a leave vacancy, and you do not know you have released salary in whose name, you do not know whether your sanction has been utilized properly or not. Nothing. You have never sought for anything.
So, my lord, I'll pray for some time so that I can get specific instructions, my lord, regarding all that.
Will it have any bearing in ultimate
It
decision
might
on
have
this
some
thing?
bearing, my lord. It might. My humble submission, my lord, that it might have some bearing.
Yes, managing committee. You want to say something?
No, Lordship. My only instruction is that because we were paying the money when we were asked to stop only on the year of 2003.
So you are paying to whom?
We are paying to the petitioner only.
Then how you could this thing
Because
terminate
the
somebody?
money-
How you could terminate somebody's service in 2002?
That
If you could pay to the petitioner who was functioning in leave vacancy, so how you could terminate the service of the original holder of the post in 2002?
No,
That is your communication of 2011 says that you have terminated the service of that person with effect from 2002.
But Lordship, since the petitioner was continuing, we have informed to the government, and they have been continuously releasing the money.
That is what? That is the
for
advantage you
payment of
got.
salary.
See, for 2 decades they go on releasing the money and you to utilize it the way you want.
Lordship, because we were using
That is the biggest advantage you have. If you want somebody to continue on leave vacancy, you allow them. If you want to terminate somebody, you do it. And if you want to regularize somebody, that also you do it. And government is indifferent.
The money we were utilizing only for the petitioner, because we have clearly mentioned, we have even informed that she is appointed on the basis of the vacancy.
So now,
they
after
have denied. Now we have stopped since the government have stopped.
So after
releasing
2018, what happened to the post held by the petitioner now?
now that vacancy is still remains.
So
There's
it means
nobody
now you are functioning with 2 sanctioned teachers.
Lordship.
So your sanction you are getting for 2.
Only for 2 teachers.
Is it correct?
That is correct.
Is it correct?
That is correct.
My lord,
Lordship.
that I'm not aware.
You are not aware.
Now
you will take instruction on that also.
My lord.
I do not know what ultimately happened. We will be deciding a service matter or we will be doing something else. Let's say the way things, if you take into consideration the facts here in this case, really something unimaginable, where a government department is involved and this kind of things happen. Mr. Gurung, I do not know any further instruction would which way help the case.
My lord,
but then the only thing is that this court is interested to know how it happened. And even in 2018, what is happening now?
anything that might assist the court, I have no objection to that.
On the last occasion, the court was under impression that the salary statement would throw some light. Now the government has produced the salary statement just by getting it from the managing committee. So whatever the managing committee is saying, they're going by this. Now they do not have anything with them.
If I'm not mistaken, I think MC had communicated that salary statement to the government. If I'm not mistaken.
That should be the normal thing.
My lord, in fact, these queries were on the earlier round. Of course, it was not there, my lord. Otherwise, we would have been.
You see, if more we go into a thing, because it is your action which has created a confusion here. We do not know the continuation of the petitioner for the entire period was on leave vacancy or not. Now, what surprises the court, if it is on leave vacancy, how a leave vacancy can continue for almost for 2 decades. Okay. Now the managing committee had a free hand into the matter, and then they did whatever they want. Whatever they wanted, they did it. Okay. Now probably initially it was for the purpose of serving the cause of the petitioner. Now see, the stage has reached now. One state has made it clear that they will not regularize. See, this entire problem has come. Had there been a simple query by the state asking the managing committee how you are continuing in this person in that post on a leave vacancy for such a long time, the matter would not have reached this stage.
Correct. That is true.
You do not do it. You suddenly become awake when they said that we want that teacher to be permanently
regularized.
Yes, permanently appointed there. Otherwise, you had no problem. Here you do not see whether person is continuing legally or not. But then when it comes to regularization, you will say, now law will not allow it. The difficulty is not for you, the difficulty is for the court. Which way to decide? A person serving for such a long time, and just at the time of superannuation, you come with this. Had there been no further request by the managing committee to regularize the service, there would not have been that situation.
See another aspect. It is never the case of the petitioner has never made any representation to the government, my lord.
Why should? Petitioner is getting salary. The managing committee was advancing the cause of the petitioner.
Exactly, my
So,
lord. And for the period she has worked on the salary slip, my lord, she has
Yes.
received the salary.
But then which way that justify your action? Lapses on the part of the petitioner, how it justifies your action? You are a public authority, you are government. I do not know what instructions. Only you do one thing. This court will not pass any ethical order, but then please inform us whether you had utilization certificate for all these years or not.
I'll try to obtain all necessary information.
For these sanctions which you accorded after the petitioner was appointed in leave vacancy, till the date she continued. Now you have furnished this salary statement. Okay. Now nowhere it has been shown that a person was serving in
sanction post,
leave vacancy.
Leave vacancy.
Because you went on according all those benefits, the increments, the revision of pay, all the things were there. Then
and this is prepared by the MC.
No, Your Lordship, what I should say is
prepared by the, but you are producing it before the court.
My lord.
So it seems you do not have any disagreement with this. Give up that habit of blaming things. See, when you face a situation, you just point out the finger to them as managing committee. We are not.
We have maintained all the service record, including everything, whatever court has produced, asked to produce, we have produced, Lordship. In fact, it's not a blame game, but I should say, Lordship, my submission, in fact, from the state respondent, they don't have their own, because whatever, all the documents, because the earlier order, the court has directed us to produce the record, only just a record. We just filed it, and after going through during the hearing, the date was not in order. So on the earlier order, we were just asked to produce the record. Court never says that you have to arrange this, that. You just produce the record. We just produce the record as it is. Later on, court has directed just make an arrangement and the date wise. And he asked the petitioner to help. So, and that record, everything we have produced, whatever now they are relying on our record, everything, whatever they are relying, making submission, this is only on the basis of the documents submitted by the managing committee.
Naturally, my lord, she is an appointee of the managing committee.
Even in fact, even the salary,
the record will be with the school.
The record is produced by us.
It is obvious, my lord. Where will the record be? Record will be with the school only, my lord.
And then moreover, we have no objection to the.
What for this? Your department is there. What for your officials are there? Do you have a system of going, inspecting? Which way you supervise the situation?
Normally, my lord, inspection is there.
What you have done in this case? How many times you have inspected these schools? It is only your silence, your indifferent attitude, which has created this situation. I do not know. Nowhere. See, till 2018 all, we were dispersing salary in the scale pay. Sangeetapun. Matriculate assistant teacher. Never ever shown that there is on leave vacancy. See, have you gone through?
Yes, my lord, I've seen.
Then this is March, April, May. till May 2018 you receive salary. May
That's it.
or maybe more. Yes, July, August. Even September, October also you receive salary. November also. Then from when this thing it has been discontinued?
Probably November onwards also. I think
December also you receive salary. December 2018 also you receive salary. Your signature is there.
2018.
But I think it is still 2019, my lord, if I'm not mistaken.
The year of DA. See, Mr. Gurung, something is wrong in your thing also. So, January, February 2019 also you have received salary.
Yes, without increment.
What increment? Your increment is as per your entitlement. Yes, you have got full salary. Everything, DA level 5, everything. Even March, April, May 2019, you got salary.
My lord, I have made a statement at paragraph 10 of my petition, page 5. Since June 2019, I have not received.
So even after they communicated that your service will not be regularized, you continued in the post.
Lordship. That was never acted upon, Lordship. Rather
it means you have served your term.
Lordship. No, I still have some more time for my retirement.
But now you say that you are not allowed to discharge your duty.
Yes, I have been prevented. I want to. Whether I can be held responsible for that.
Now, if the letter of the state respondent of 2018 is the basis of your discontinuance, then how could you continue till March, April, May 2019? You received your salary?
I was never prevented. I stopped going since they stopped.
No, you received your salary also till May 2019.
Yes.
In spite of the fact that in 2018, government had made its intention clear of not regularizing your service.
So they had been releasing it.
Thereafter also they are releasing.
Then
why they have suddenly been stopped?
This is a routine submission. That is nothing else.
No, it's not a question of routine submission, my lord.
Now you see, you have given the salary statement. 2018 said the person cannot be regularized. But then the salary you have dispersed till May 2019. And it has been received by the petitioner.
My lord.
Then why you should not allow her to continue now? Even in spite of that, when you say that she doesn't fulfill that NCT criteria, she is underqualified, she is overaged. But even in spite of that, you went on paying her salary. Why? No answer.
My lord, there could be.
This is sorry state of the case.
My lord, will see this is prepared by the managing committee, my lord. But nevertheless, even assuming, my lord,
managing committee has not paid salary from their pocket, isn't it?
No, my lord, of course.
Do you want to say that you have not made sanction for this period?
Government grant is there.
So then, if you have this thing, then that stand the managing committee has preparation by managing committee doesn't hold any water. You see, that submission will not come to your advantage.
But my lord, my respectful submission, assuming, my lord, that there is an error on part of the state, my lord. Now,
but assuming, that is beyond reasonable doubt. There is no question of assuming.
So, my lord, my respectful submission, my lord, the point is, my lord, should that error be allowed to continue, my lord? Can it continue in perpetuity?
That is the biggest advantage you have, you know. So if you come to law, then the petitioner's claim also. Petitioner also will have difficulty. But then you have a blameworthy conduct, which requires to be reflected, which requires to be made known to all the functionaries, that how state is managing the school affairs.
We'll try to get very specific instructions, madam.
I do not know whether a further set of instruction would help us in this case or not.
My lord, it could have a
Not
bearing,
much.
because these specific questions, my lord, earlier, of course, we have not
these
sought from the
specific questions,
department.
if you see, mostly we know that the answer will be negative. You do not know anything, because the fact remains, rightly or wrongly, you have kept on releasing the salary, and it has been disbursed. Now we cannot just say that it should be recovered, and you see, like, the most unpleasant thing is to direct that the official responsible should be, you see, some action should be taken against that. That also the court is not very much interested in.
Maybe there's some of the
But
officers
the only
might have
thing is
retired
that you
also,
have
my lord.
created is a situation, you see, which basically has damaged the career of the petition.
In fact, my lord, the managing committee should have, or my lord, should have advertised the post, and accordingly, my lord.
Yes, provided you wanted it. Managing committee was happy to have a teacher in holding that post and salary being released by the state. And that is what the managing committee has done. Definitely, they were favoring the petitioner, and that is why they were all along advancing the case of the petitioner.
Yes, my lord.
More than the petitioner.
Yes.
Petitioner has not written a single representation to the government.
Yes.
Every time it is a managing committee.
Exactly, my lord.
Now, when managing committee was functioning on her behalf, what is the need for her doing this? Now you say it, but then where you have tried to stop the action of the managing committee? You have not done anything. Basically, it requires that some cost should be imposed in this matter, and then state should be made liable to pay it.
If I may,
This is
Lord.
the creation of your situation.
But
this you have created this situation.
my lord, the petitioner has got the full advantage, my lord. It's not a case that petitioner has worked without any salary, my lord. I understand, my lord.
But then what about the remaining years? Does it mean that just because
My lord, when the petitioner entered the service, my respectful submission, my lord, petitioner, it was very clear to her. She did not enter a regular post, my lord.
Yes.
She was fully aware that this could be the fate.
Yes.
It's not a case, my lord, the petitioner entered regular service.
Yes, definitely. You are correct. And that is why the reason the court till date has not passed any order,
my lord,
directing the regularization of the post of the petitioner. Because there is a legal hurdle in it.
My lord.
If you see right from the source of appointment, the continuation, in which capacity. Okay. Now, even to determine, say supposing if a person continues in a leave vacancy for 10 years, and if we make this paragraph 53 of the one-way judgment operational there, can that person be regularized in a leave vacancy?
Exactly, my lord.
So we probably, not to speak about this court, see, like probably all the learned counsel sitting here have never come across a situation where a leave vacancy continued for more than
I
15
have
years.
myself never come across this situation, my lord. This is the
Ask
first time.
Mr. Dr. Mojika is there, Mr.
Yes, my
Day
lord,
is
no,
there. I think anybody,
I have myself
none of
not
them have
come
come
across.
across a situation where a leave vacancy continues for almost 2 decades. And government gives salary without verifying who is receiving. And person continues as such in a leave vacancy. Now they do not want to understand. The original incumbent is dead. Nowhere. But that is the situation. I do not know, Mr. Gurung.
My lord,
What about
another
the
aspect.
thing? What about the thing?
My lord, another aspect, if I may respectfully submit, my lord. My lord, she is an appointee of the managing committee. My lord, managing committee can retain her service. It's there. The letter does not say that, my lord, the government letter.
Can this court pass this direction?
No, of course not, my lord.
That is an option. You can give this proposal
Yes.
to Mr.
Because she is an appointee of the managing committee,
If he
my lord.
accepts, then it's okay.
And at one point, she was also reverted back to her original post. Even if
It is
for
only
a day,
only on papers, nothing
my lord,
practical. Then
even assuming, my lord, that order was passed, my lord.
no, but then it was
Similar
did
order
not
can be
this
passed now
whole thing
also.
did not even continue for a day also.
My lord, I understand
Then
that
next day
situation.
he was called back again.
My lord,
And you approve all those actions. You are making submission all those happenings. That means that you approve all those actions.
no, lord, there is no approval as such from the government, my lord.
You
There is
see,
no
it's,
written
it's a
approval.
submission by the state before a court of law. So there is a approval action. You are trying to get advantage of this situation. That is why.
Because it's
More
a
you make submission on that line, more you will be caught in problem. You cannot correct your mistake, the thing which you have done. The only problem is that what court can do in this situation? It's a situation which is beyond repair, except for making some officials answerable for it. Very difficult.
My lord, it is not a case that I have been serving in officiating capacity till 2019. It is not a case because in between my post had been converted into assistant teacher and that was forwarded to the department.
See, that is what the problem is, that whatever the situation, now they are relying on a communication by the managing committee which was made in 2011 saying that this original incumbent was terminated with effect from 2002. Now even if you go by that, from 2011 till 2019 May, how could they allow this petitioner to serve there?
Exactly.
They have released salary and everything. But then only when this formal application goes, they say no, we cannot.
My lord, there is one more lordship point. So far my knowledge goes, as per information lordship, the salary is still being released for the third teacher and it is kept in the account of the managing committee. That is my information.
Now Mr. Sangma says there are 2 teachers now. There is no 3
That
teachers.
has to be.
The salary for the petitioner now is completely stopped now till.
So
till
it is accumulating
till June.
Till June. After that, there is no releasement. After filing this case, I have
no released by the government or by the managing committee.
The money was continuously released by the government for the petitioner. As long as they were releasing, we are giving that money to the petitioner. And the moment they stop, then we also have stopped pay the
now salary has been
to the
stopped
petitioner.
now.
That is a clear submission instruction from the managing committee.
Is it correct?
That is correct. As per the
that I
as per
cannot
the
comment
managing
at this moment,
committee,
my lord.
Mr. Sangma says that you have stopped releasing salary.
They have stopped now.
For the third teacher. Yes.
Lordship, they have stopped. And we
So
also
now-
stopped now.
Yes. Now it is stopped. Is it correct?
My lord, that I cannot make any commitment at this moment, my lord.
Commitment, no. There is no question of making a commitment. I'm just asking whether it is correct or not.
Lord, because that information we have not sought from the department, my lord.
It is on record also, Lordship.
But then that information, what bearing it will have in your case now? Only thing what.
My lord, when 2018 the notification from the government to the managing committee that was never acted upon, I continued. So where is the question of stopping the salary without any order to that effect? I am not terminated from my service.
In whatever capacity, even if it is in leave vacancy, you are continuing.
True.
That is one aspect.
But our letter is very clear, my lord, to the school, to the
This is a
managing
regularization.
committee. To
But
the
in
managing
fact remains the petitioner is serving.
The managing committee immediately should have taken steps, my lord, terminated the service of the petitioner.
From which effect? Which effect? You said that's from 2002. You are relying on 2011 communication. Have you issued any instruction to the managing committee to do that? To discontinue the service of the petitioner, have you done it? You have only said that no, she cannot be regularized because she is underqualified. She doesn't fulfill that NCT norms. She is overaged. But then you never said that she should be immediately discontinued.
My lord, NCT norms does not have retrospective
Salary,
effect.
why should you stop then?
It is prospective in nature. So my case is not covered by that. So far as the ground of
the letter itself is very clear. What it says, my lord. In this connection, as per the rules and guidelines, you are instructed to immediately advertise the vacant post in local newspapers and conduct both written and personal interview.
Yes.
The name of the successful candidate, along with qualification certificates and other relevant documents, may be submitted to the office of the undersigned for further necessary action.
Yes.
This is the last instruction.
But
Madam.
you were
Definitely, but then appointment is not one day affair. You did not say that in the meantime the service of petitioner should discontinue.
was not there.
Appointment is issue of advertisement, calling for application, holding interview, preparing merit list is not one day affair. Your release of salary till May 2019 to the petitioner. Yes, had there been an appointment, and thereafter, you see, the discontinuation of petitioner, okay, we understand. But then you have not done it. The salary, whether you regularize, you do not regularize.
My lord, to my understanding, if I may respectfully submit, my lord, each school salary grant is given on the number of sanctioned teachers, my lord.
That is, I can
So
understand
if
that.
there are, assuming there are 3
So
sanctioned
number,
teachers,
number means then what do you mean by utilization certificate?
yes,
In utilization certificate, you do not verify who has received it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Sanction came for 3 teachers, you received by 3 teachers without identifying. Is this the way department functions? Please kindly take instructions.
my lord.
Kindly take instructions. You are releasing salary for how many teachers now? From June 2019 onwards.
My lord.
Supported by document.
My lord.
Mr. Sangma's take into mind that what Mr. Sangma's submission is. He said that now they are getting.
My lord, in my respectful submission, maybe I may be wrong. Maybe the school is getting 2 at the moment. But normally what happens, if there are 3 sanctioned posts, that is the amount that will be sanctioned, my lord.
Yes.
And the amount which will, my lord, not be utilized, my lord, the utilization certificate will show that that amount remains unutilized.
Yes. So that is what. Where is there? See, all those, this court was interested to see all those things for all these years for which this salary has been released.
That will be quite lengthy, my lord. So I'll try to get it, my
No,
lord.
you see, you do not have to see. I do not want a voluminous thing. But then what you have done, that is what the main thing. Your contention in the court is one thing, and your action is totally different thing. See, they both do not match with each other.
My lord, I'll pray for a little longer time, my lord.
No, do not ask for this. This court basically is not even inclined to grant it time today. See, you just want it to be closed, this matter to be closed, whatever.
Only problem
See,
is, my lord,
this
these
is unnecessary just for the purpose of finding the truth. Matter has been dragged to such an extent where you have to call for salary sheet to determine what was the actual capacity of that teacher. This is basically something your affidavit should have made it clear.
My lord,
Your affidavit is evasive affidavit, neither here nor there. And probably, see, like the maker of the affidavit doesn't know what is the consequence of that thing, that affidavit also.
My lord, my respectful submission, because these queries also we have not, my lord, that point perhaps.
It is
thought
not
that
required. You see, these things are needed for a just and fair decision in the matter. That was not required. You see, this should have been your thing. Now, because since you are opposing the regularization, you should have taken shelter of all those things. You have not done so. You are just trying to point out the mistake of the managing committee without even realizing how much help it will render to you. See, no, you take instructions, you just give us instructions, you do not need all those documents and all. Yes, this also will not keep in our record because this will not serve the purpose. Only thing is that Why you have discontinued service of the this thing of the petitioner?
We did not discontinue, Lordship.
Only salary has been stopped by the
when
government.
the salary has been stopped automatically.
So why you have stopped?
We never stop her to.
Why you have stopped? Just because you have decided not to regularize.
My lord, because there is
Without
an
passing any
instruction-
order to discontinue person.
Because my lord, the letter says that the school should advertise the post, my lord.
Yes, that is what. This is not one day affair. That is what the court was telling you. Advertisement and all those things. Okay. Have you this? You have written in 2018. Now we are in 2023. Has any advertisement been made?
The managing committee has not advertised.
No. What you have done? This is your instruction. Have you seen your instruction has been acted upon or not? See, your attitude remains to be same. Maybe it is continuing for so many years, 2-3 decades, but then it is same. There is no change. There is no change. So until and unless something.
It needs to be corrected, of course, my lord.
Yes. And then who will correct? The government itself will correct it, or they want some direction of the court to correct it.
My lord, government will have to correct it.
See, as a counsel, that becomes your duty also to inform the department that what are the
Will have to correct
reactions
it, my lord.
of the court and what the wrong committed by the. If a school has 3 numbers of sanctioned teachers, the school at present is functioning 2, that also should become the concern of the government.
Yes, my lord.
Because the students should not suffer.
Students should not.
But then you say yes, but then there is nothing. I always say that what you say here in the courtroom and what you do, what your action, is totally different.
Corrective measures will be required, my lord. Immediate corrective measures.
Hope that is done. That we all know that corrective measures are needed.
My lord.
But then whether it is done or not, that God knows. Anyway, we'll keep it for next week. You please come up with this thing.
I'll at least pray for 2 weeks, my lord.
See, this court will forget everything what has
My
been
lord,
done.
only problem is, my lord, I don't want
See,
to.
there is no apparent reason for discontinuation of the salary. There is no apparent reason. You might have directed them to advertise the post. But then for a post which you have salary, releasing salary right from 1993, even after the original incumbent took leave, why you should discontinue it? And that too also without any notice, without terminating the service of the petitioner, be whatever position the petitioner was appointing, was holding. That nothing, you have not done anything. This is something very illegal.
But at the same time, my lord, there is not a single letter from the government approving the post of the petitioner, my lord.
That is okay. Then you have that situation continued for many years. Petitioner did not go salary less. To regularize a person's service is one thing, and to allow him to serve on temporary basis or on leave vacancy with payment is something different. So your decision not to regularize a person's service doesn't mean that the salary should be stopped without discontinuing the service. And when a person is presenting himself before the school, he is reporting for every day for performing his duties.
My lord, the managing committee should have reverted the petitioner back to her original post.
You are saying this thing, all these things. I do not know what purpose serves by your thing. Probably you are not trying to realize the situation.
No, I understand, my lord.
Yet your submission doesn't say so.
My lord,
you are harping repeatedly on one thing, on managing committee. With the forwarding that managing committee is not the ultimate authority. It is you. You pay the salary. You approve the appointment. Whether a person should continue in certain position in the school or not, under a sanction post, that is your duty. You do not do anything. Instead, you blame the managing committee. Surrender your authority to the managing committee. They will do everything by themselves. We'll have it next week, mister. You just bring the things.
my lord, next week may be difficult, my lord. At least 2 weeks.
This has to be disposed of.
My lord.
This way or that way. now you are a victim of situation, but then all along you were enjoying. You are a beneficiary of the situation.
My lord, it is not that I was enjoying just like that. They had utilized my service, and in the year 2010, my post was converted into assistant teacher.
No effort by you.
Where is the
to seek appointment in a regular post? How could a person, think that leave vacancy will continue for indefinite period?
True, that's
Then, as has been pointed out by the learned government advocate, there is not single representation from your end.
That is there because all my representatives needs to be routed through the managing committee through proper channel.
You see, your conduct also is not something not very appreciable, but then probably it happens. So long you go on getting benefit.
The conduct of the petitioner from the episode shows that all along she had been happy and then she was giving a service.
Definitely.
This arose simply because of 2018 notice. Probably by the time of retirement also she had the...
See, basically, so far as the claim of the petitioner is concerned, it's very... You see, it is something, it is not in accordance with law. You see, like, that cannot be granted.
But my lord,
only thing is this court is concerned about is that a person has given
exactly
so many years of service.
Exactly. Yeah.
And just when just a minimum years
that is
were left, she had to face this kind of situation.
True.
That is what.
That is the
It's a kind of a thing. I do not know how much this court can do, but then... Okay. The list is after... List this matter after 2 weeks on the prayer of Mr. So-and-so appearing for the state. The learned state council would obtain instruction with regard to the release of sanction amount to the what school it is? That what school? Name of the school?
My lord, this is
Bhanubhakta Nepali LP school.
To the so-and-so school. What we said? The last line? Yes. School with effect from June 2019 till date. Stop. The learned state council shall also obtain instruction as to whether utilization certificate has been furnished by the said school all along for the sanction received by it for disbursement for the amount received by it for disbursing salary to the sanctioned teachers.
For the amount utilized, my lord.
Utilization certificate.
My lord.
What we are saying that you should take instruction with regard to the furnishing of utilization certificate by the managing committee of the school concerned. For all the years. Okay, you just give us instruction. You do not have to procure all those papers. Okay. For all the years. Right from the time when the petitioner was serving as assistant teacher in the school. Just read the last sentence again. By the managing committee of the school. For disbursing of salary, for sanction received by it, for disbursing salary, for do not say sanction amount, for the amount received by it for disbursing salary to the sanctioned teachers serving the school.
For the years right from the time when petitioner was serving as assistant teacher in the school.
list this matter after 2 weeks to enable the learned government advocate to obtain the instruction.
Deeply obliged.
Obliged, my lord. My lord, the slip will remain with the court, my lord. The salary.
No, just use this thing. Just per.
My lord, it is order dated 18/8/23, my lord.
Yes, the London State Council has produced the salary statement maintained by the managing committee of the school before this court as per order dated 18/8/2023. Stop.
Direction was given to both, my lord, managing committee and the state.
The salary statement was made available for perusal of this court, which revealed that the petitioner was getting a regular salary till the month of May 2019. The said fact has been taken due note of, and the salary statement is returned to the learned government advocate. Salary statement of the petitioner. Okay. Wherever I said records pertaining to the salary statement of the petitioner. Okay, wherever I said this is corrected.
Deeply obliged.
Okay. Then the last part where we said list is after 2 weeks, just make it after this. See, these matters are taken up, but then court's not been able to finish it. See, like it should have been concluded.
In fact,
unnecessary, it is getting dragged for no reason. For yes, kindly hand over this.
Number 11.
You take it, Mr.
Mal.
Keep it with you. You may require it in the subsequent. This is a Xerox copy. You can retain it.
Mal.
Give it to him.
But in this matter, we file an affidavit, my lord.
Yes, for
Well,
being
here
able to record the abandonment of the project,
my lord,
in question.
My lord.
Now, if that bit is done, then anything remains in this case.
My lord, in my humble submission, this
matter becomes infructuous. Is that
this matter becomes infructuous, my lord. At the most, if they are still aggrieved, my lord, they can file a civil suit. Because here, what happened, my lord, we have already filed a civil suit for recovery of the advance that was paid to him, my lord. But here, what happened, my lord? If I may just take 2 minutes, my lord.
You have paid advance to him.
My lord, there was a tender for shooting range, my lord, for training of the Assam Rifle personnel, my lord. Indoor shooting range. This is some high-tech shooting range, my lord. The tender was awarded. In the tender, the respondent was successful, my lord. Later
the petitioner was successful.
The petitioner was successful, my lord. Later on, what transpired, my lord? That there was a collusive bidding between husband and wife.
No, that is not correct.
Let him finish submission. See.
And there
collusion
was
between husband
and wife, my lord.
Which way? Which way collusion?
But the husband got the contract, my lord, in this case. But wife also participated in the same tender, my lord. But that is prohibited under certain regulations, certain rules of. This violates the integrity pact, my lord, integrity code.
Yes.
So because of that, when it came to the knowledge of Assam Rifles, my lord, we issued a so-cause to him. Then basically, he admitted that yes, my wife also, but their contention is that my wife is a separate person, I am a separate person. Here, our case is not a case of separate person. Husband and wife, there is a collusive bidding, and there is a collusive bidding.
There is a rule operating in that.
My lord,
so that rule says that moment you are related as husband and wife,
my lord,
that will lead to the presumption that.
My lord,
yes.
So on that, my lord, we terminated the contract.
Yes.
But when the contract was awarded to him, as per the rules, my lord, as per the contract terms, a certain amount was paid in advance to him, my lord, to start the work.
So you detected that fact,
my lord,
after awarding the contract?
Because there was certain complaints from one of the bidders, my lord, that they were husband-wife. We were not aware that they are husband-wife, my lord.
So your rule permits you to take action at any stage?
My lord. So it was right at the initial stage only, my lord. They have done some work of 10-20 lakh out of 18 crore rupees contract, my lord. 20-30 lakh rupees. We have done the assessment. That much we have admitted, and balance because there was some performance bank guarantee that we forfeited, my lord. And even that was not sufficient, so we have filed a civil suit for recovery of the balance amount, my lord.
The amount which you paid,
my lord,
by way of bill, running bill, or what do you call it?
It was advance, my lord.
It was advance. So there is a system of paying our advance.
Yes,
also.
my lord.
Then why do you take bank guarantee then?
Bank guarantees is for
pay somebody advance.
My lord, bank guarantee is that he will not back out from the contract, my lord.
And if your advance which you give him, it is more than the bank guarantee, then what happens?
It was more than the bank guarantee, my lord.
Then
so,
what?
So that is why we
it
have to file.
Disappears with that amount, and then you keep on filing a case for recovery. No, because if you bank guarantee will not give you that much. If you forfeit it also, you will not get back your money.
It is not. We could not realize the entire money
you are facing now,
my lord. So 2 crore rupees something, my lord.
That is what. Anyway, this is general query. It has nothing to do with this.
2 crore rupees something we filed.
Then now what is the situation?
Now what has happened, my lord? Because there was delay, and because of the matter was under litigation, my lord, the government has taken a decision that they don't require the shooting range anymore, my lord.
No, after you cancelled,
my lord,
his contract,
my lord.
Now, did you allot it to somebody else?
No, my lord.
They have floated a tender.
We floated the tender.
They have floated a tender.
But then
they was almost allotting the work, my lord. But because of the litigation, my lord, the third person has not entered.
Anyway, now they have abandoned it.
Now we have abandoned the contract.
Now, my lord, they have filed an affidavit. So yesterday we have received the copy of the affidavit. We need to take instruction from the client, my lord. So let it come
nothing
after.
remains, nothing survives so far as this
no,
case
my
is
lord.
concerned.
That the case which has been projected, that is not a correct position, my lord. I have also invested money. I have paid an advance GST also.
Damage. You can claim for damages.
No, that is what, my lord. That has to come from this honourable court, my lord. That the procedure which has been adopted by them, we want to prove, my lord, that the procedure which has been adopted by them for cancelling, my lord, that was wrong. They have every right to scrap the tender, my lord. But the procedure which they have adopted, saying that the husband and wife, my lord, previously also we have participated, my lord. That time they have not authorized.
After they abandon this entire project, then what remains?
No, that on
even if we say, supposing if the court comes to hold
my lord,
that their decision was wrong,
my lord,
then what purpose it serves?
No, but the fact
the court will not issue futile rate.
No, but now, my lord, what is happening, my lord? The annual maintenance work, my lord, has been stopped. They have blacklisted me. Now the blacklist was only for 2 years, my lord.
That is over, my lord.
But they are not allotting me the work. Whenever I go and participate, my lord, they are not allowing me. They are saying there is an internal.
Blacklisting also is under challenge here. That part is you have blacklisted him.
My lord, debarred for 2 years, my lord.
So that means
that 2 years is over,
my lord. 2 years is over.
Over, my lord.
But they are not allowing me. That also, my lord, I have to point it out.
That definitely.
So let it come up after 2 weeks, my lord.
After a week.
Court
doesn't have problem in giving time, but then just making a query. See, like
that will be a separate cause of action if we are not giving any contract.
Apparently, nothing survives in this matter, my lord.
But my lord has to examine, my lord, whether the procedure which was adopted, my lord, because the blacklisting me.
If it is inconsequential, then why should we waste our time?
No, my lord.
So supposing if that finding, if it comes in your favor also,
my lord,
but then doesn't bring any relief.
But
then
what purpose it may not. We may not get any relief from this honourable court, my lord. But the fact remains, my lord, I have been blacklisted.
For 2 years. That period is already over.
No, my lord. In certain other project, my lord, I may not be allotted the work because I have been blacklisted.
So that is for
that has to be examined, my lord.
You may be entitled for damages or compensation.
That is what, my lord. We will project our case, my lord.
But then that wherever you make a claim, that court will give that finding. Anyway, we'll see.
We will project, my lord. My lord.
It has been submitted by the Learned Counsel for the petitioner that he has received the copy of the affidavit
yesterday, my lord,
filed by the respondent only yesterday, and requires some instruction from the petitioner He prays for allowing some time for the same. Dr. Majika appearing for the respondents. Have no objection. No, list this matter after?
A week, my lord.
After 1 week.
Item number 13.